Hi, welcome back to another Heather Mac Reacts. Today we're going through some Am I the A-hole stories. And if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe because I post 5 times a week, every single week. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into this first Am I the A-hole story. This says, am I the a-hole for refusing to stop kissing my own baby? This may be a touchy subject for some, but I will just tell you right now, that child came out of places on me that no other people have ever visited in quite the same way, and I will kiss them if I want to. Got it? Got it? Now, of course, if I know I am sick, I am not going to be kissing on my child. Like, let's be reasonable. However, yeah, no, I'm not worried about giving my newborn germs when he finally gets here in the winter. It's almost winter, huh? He's gonna be here in like late January, guys. We're not really sure when yet. But anyway, we're never really sure, right? He's due in February, but he's gonna have to come a little bit early. Anyway, I will be kissing the crap out of his cute little face because I'm sure if he was going to catch anything from me, he'd catch it while he's in me or on the freaking way out of me. So really not worried about my germs and this child. My husband, who has cold sores, will avoid kissing the baby. I mean, he won't be kissing the baby on the lips. He'll, stay to the outskirts of the cheek or the head, or I mean, that's what he did with our 4-year-old for quite a while until he was a little bit older and boosted his immune system a little bit. And now, of course, like the 4-year-old just wants to kiss you on the lips, which we will take because one day he will tell us, ew, mom and dad, I don't want to kiss, and our hearts will break. So we will take those kisses while we can, and I don't care what you have to say about it. Anyway, let's get into the story. My husband, male 25, and I, female 25, have a 6-week-old daughter. She's our first baby and the first grandchild in both of our families. We were advised by our pediatrician to not allow anyone besides ourselves to kiss our baby for the first 8 to 12 weeks minimum, which is more than reasonable. This has been communicated to both of our families who have been respectful of this, as well as our other boundaries/rules, despite a little bit of grumbling about it from his side. It's always his side, isn't it? Last weekend, we were over at my in-laws' house and I had just finished breastfeeding my daughter, so she was all sleepy. I kissed her forehead before settling her to nap on my chest. My mother-in-law noticed and immediately remarked on it in a super passive-aggressive manner. Oh, I'm so glad that we're able to kiss baby now. Did your pediatrician update the rules? Bitch, would you like me to passive-aggressive your ass right out of our freaking baby's life? Play with me. Play with me. You will not see this child until they're a freaking teenager. I was super confused and asked her what she meant and that the pediatrician's recommendations hadn't changed. She then accused me of violating the rules by kissing my own baby. I told her that the recommendation was that no one besides myself and my husband kiss our daughter, and she argued and heavily implied that I was being dishonest because I'd previously said nobody can kiss the baby rather than nobody but husband and I can kiss the baby. Ma'am, madam, senorita, senora, if you will. You've had a baby before, so you know where they come out of, right? Whether they come out the old-fashioned way or the slice you open way, you know that they come right out of you, right? And so I don't think the pediatrician is worried about what this baby will catch from the mother, not to mention the fact that she's breastfeeding. If she was gonna catch anything from the mother, don't you think it'd come through the boob milk? Oh my God. She went on and on about this until I snapped that it should have been obvious that the rules we told her regarding our baby were about what we would or wouldn't allow other people to do. Ya dingus? She called me a hypocrite, so I got up and shut myself in the guest room while my daughter continued to nap on me. A little while later, mother-in-law came in and apologized, claiming it was a knee-jerk reaction and she was just confused and upset. No, you're just a dumb bitch. I'm gonna say it like it is. You're being a dumb bitch. She says she understands now that the rule only applies to other people. Yeah, other people that aren't in their house all day. Like, At 6 weeks old, the mom probably doesn't even leave the house without the baby, okay? So it's not like she's gonna be exposed to something. And the father is in and out of the house all the time. So, I mean, you just take that risk. But like, I don't know, you're the mother-in-law. I don't know what you're out doing or what you're out touching or what you're out kissing. Like, no, it's just freaking common sense, lady. She then asked me if I would avoid kissing my baby in front of her until she's allowed to do so as well, because it's upsetting to see me doing it and knowing that she can't. Ma'am, did you shove this baby out of your body? No? Then I'm gonna go ahead out on a limb and say you don't get the same goddamn rights with this child that I do. And if you think that you get the same rights that I do with this friggin' baby, I think you should go somewhere else. And we shouldn't be in your presence anymore because you've lost your damn mind. Y'all, oh my God, I'm mad. I read the title of this and I didn't know I was gonna get this freaking mad. Holy crap. Holy crap. Nah, bitch. If you don't want to see me kissing my baby, then get fucked. Bye. Go somewhere else. Go live your life without this grandchild because you are officially kicked out of the freaking life of this child. Oh, okay, y'all. I need to take a second. Okay, we're almost done with the story. Let's continue. I told her I can understand that it's frustrating to have a strong urge to kiss a baby and not be able to, but I am personally not going to stop kissing my own baby for the sake of her feelings. Mother-in-law is calling me disrespectful and a hypocrite and has gotten sister-in-law on board with this as well. Am I the a-hole? No, sweetheart, you just found exactly who is toxic in the family and who needs to be kicked the fuck out of your lives. Okay. I am zen, I am calm, I am cool, I am collected. I am going to get to the comments and see what Reddit has to say about this fuckery. Are y'all with me? Okay. Not the a-hole. What's next? Is she going to ask you to stop breastfeeding in front of her since she doesn't get to do it too? She needs to back off. Great point, Reddit. Great point. Next says, I must be missing mother-in-law's logic on this one because the baby will be interacting with whatever germs mom has simply by breastfeeding, regardless of what the doctor says. Another great point, Reddit. Let's get to the last one. Baby was literally inside her body 6 weeks ago. I don't think you can take contact to a higher level than that. They basically share one immune system. It would make no sense for her to not kiss the baby unless she had some serious infection and she had to stop breastfeeding too. Another great point. I think I have made my opinion on this story crystal fucking clear, but I would like to know what you think down in the comments, and I'm going to continue to talk like this and smile like this like a psycho until we move on to the next story because my blood pressure cannot afford to get that high again. Please let me know what you think in the comments and let's get on to the next one. Y'all, I'm back. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife to remove and block a person on IG whom she previously had mutual feelings for each other? No, I don't see why you need to be following someone on social media that you used to have feelings for if you're in not only a committed relationship, but in a marriage. That seems reasonable to me. I don't know, some people might find it a little controlling, but I just like, why are you looking at your past when your present is right here in front of you and your future? Let's see what the story says. My wife and I are married for 3 years. Before the marriage, we agreed to unfollow and block everyone on our socials that we had dated, as we are both very insecure people, with a colleague named Erin being one of the people she went out with. She claimed that Erin was her good friend and they had gotten close to the point where they developed feelings for one another. They had went out once, which Erin claimed it was a date while my wife said it was not. This was before I came into the picture and my wife ghosted Erin to focus on a relationship with me. Okay, so what I'm saying is that this was a mutual discussion and agreement made by the both of you. So regardless of whether I think it's unreasonable or anyone else thinks it's unreasonable, y'all had discussed this and y'all had agreed on this, because what works in one relationship might not work in another relationship, but that's not everyone's business. Right? Right. Recently, I noticed my wife to be quite distant. I asked her about it, but she did not want to say much. Being the insecure person I am, I asked her if she had been contacting any other people. She named her colleagues that I know of while omitting Aaron's name. I asked her once more if there was anyone else, and she said no. When I asked her about Aaron, she revealed that she had talked to Aaron recently. Red flag numero uno. Well, like red flag number like 2 or 3 at this point. She claimed that they came across each other at work and Aaron was asking about her marriage life. Red flag number 4. Her workplace is huge, but it is not improbable to chance upon each other. Aaron then started to follow her back on IG and vice versa. When I asked her about the time she had removed Aaron from her socials, she claimed that Aaron is the one who blocked her out of anger for ghosting him, thus she was unable to remove him. She said that they only exchanged 2-liners on IG and that's it. I asked her for her IG and as I wanted to check, but the messages were deleted. Instead, I discovered that she had placed him as a close friend. I asked her why, and she said that Aaron had posted a story to his close friends and she was in it, thus she decided to put him as a close friend as well. I don't really know a whole ton about Instagram. Like I know the very basics. I don't use it a ton. But that sounds fishy to me, friend. I decided to ask her to remove Aaron and block him, but she was hesitant. She said that she did not have much friends and Aaron was one of them who was there for her previously. Sweetheart, when you're married, you don't need friends that are exes. That is not a friend. That is a backup. Let's all just be honest here. That's a backup. That's a plan B. She said that she sees Aaron merely as a friend. She added that they respect each other's status and would not contact each other at all, which is ironic as she still wants to be connected on Instagram. She apologized for lying and removed Aaron from her close friends group. My wife did not tell me of the events as she thinks it's a small matter. I left it as it is and did not want to continue the conversation. See, if they respect each other's status, I don't have a single friend, former or current, that like one of the first things out of their mouth would be, so how's your marriage going? None of them would ask that question. However, an ex who is looking to weave his snaky little way back in would ask, so how's your marriage going? How's your husband doing? Is he treating you right? Anything I can kind of worm my way in between? Yeah. I see right through you, Aaron. Bear in mind, this is the same person who blocked her and suddenly added her as a close friend, even after knowing that she is married. I felt betrayed by what she had done. Firstly, she lied and hid the fact that she had contacted Aaron again when she named out her other colleagues. Secondly, we agreed to remove our past relationships behind, yet they followed each other again. I had to remove a person who contacted me regarding work stuff as my wife did not like her vibe. I did it as I love my wife and I do not want her to feel insecure about irrelevant matters. Thirdly, to add each other as close friends. I know that the close friends may not mean anything, but it matters to me seeing they have had a history. This happened 5 days back and they are still following each other. Am I the a-hole if I ask her again to remove Aaron? Absolutely not. Y'all talked about this. You feel a certain type of way, whether you are an insecure person and you need to work on that or not. I mean, you've done it for her. I think the least she can do is do it for you. I absolutely don't think you're the a-hole, even if I think, okay, do I think the whole, I don't know. I think it's weird that y'all are like so obsessed with each other's friends list on Instagram. Yeah, a little. Like I don't look at my husband doesn't use Instagram, but I don't look at his Facebook profile. I don't look at his friends list. I don't really care because I trust him 100%. And if he has a girl on there that he used to see, I know she's only on there because she's been on there for, y'all, we have been together for almost 18 years. Okay, so If they're on there, they've been on there for 20 years and it's really like not a big deal and I'm really not worried about it. However, if this is how your relationship works, this is how your relationship works, and you removed a colleague that you converse with over work stuff because she had a bad vibe, according to your wife. So I think it's only fair that, and mind you, according to the story, you had never even had relations or gone out with that colleague, but your wife just didn't like her. So you took care of her and took her off your friends list. Now, this is a man who you know has had feelings for your wife and vice versa, and your wife still won't take him off. Fishy. Let's see what the comments say. I think the agreement you guys made to each other are a bit strange. That said, she's not honoring her side and she's refusing to accommodate you when you've accommodated her. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with someone who lies to you and puts others ahead of your feelings? Yeah, I completely agree. Would I have the same type of arrangement in my marriage? No, but the things I do in my marriage might not be the things that you would do in your marriage either. And that's fine because y'all aren't in my marriage and I'm not in your marriage. We're just sitting here judging on the internet. So I agree. It's a little bit strange the way that y'all handle things personally. But what I personally think doesn't matter about your relationship. The fact of the matter is fair, and you've accommodated her and she should accommodate you. Simple as that. Next comment. Precisely. Very insecure people shouldn't be in relationships because they make for goddamn awful partners. Hopefully OP will have the good wisdom to work on that before his next marriage. Yikes, they're already assuming that this one isn't going to last. Yikes. Next says, if both partners in the relationship are insecure, blocking people on socials is just pretending there isn't a deeper problem. I mean, that's fair, but it's not really answering his question. I think we've answered it. No, you're not the a-hole. You've made accommodations for her. It's only fair that she makes accommodations for you. The fact that she lied, the fact that she didn't tell the truth, the fact that she's been talking to him and not telling you about it, and the fact that you asked her to remove him from her Instagram 5 days ago and she still hasn't. Sir, those are red flag after red flag after red flag. I say, start looking into marriage counseling. I'm not going to be Reddit and tell you divorce. Start looking into marriage counseling because y'all both need it. Y'all need individual counseling and y'all need marriage counseling. Start somewhere, like ASAP. That's what I think. I'd like to know what you think down in the comments, and let's get on to our next story. Okay, this one says, am I the a-hole for punishing my son for his preferences? I mean, on the surface, that sounds like an a-hole thing to do, but Reddit says they're not the a-hole. Not that I always agree with Reddit, so let's get into the story and see what we think. I, 41 female, have 2 children, 14 male and 11 male from my previous marriage. My 14-year-old is the subject of this post. I'll call him Andrew. Andrew has recently begun his first year of high school. He doesn't have a lot of friends because we live closer to a different high school than most of his former classmates ended up at. Luckily, one of his very close friends from a few years back goes to his school, a girl I will call Dana. They have become close again over the last 6-ish weeks. They spend time together at school and she has been coming over on weekends or him at her house. Andrew talks about her a lot. To be honest, I thought they had crushes on each other. By the way, Dana is mixed, black with Vietnamese, and we are white. Unfortunately, this is relevant. Already not happy with the relevancy of her race, but okay. Last week, Dana was over for dinner. Things were going normally until my 11-year-old made a joke about Dana being Andrew's girlfriend. My husband and he have been lightly teasing Andrew for a couple weeks about Dana being his girlfriend, and he always denies it hotly. That night, after my 11-year-old's joke, Andrew not only denied it, but spouted, "I don't like black girls," loudly for the entire table to hear, including Dana. Ma'am, you raised this boy. Where the hell did this come from? I was stunned. Dana looked highly embarrassed, and probably hurt. What an asshole. I knew in the moment I would talk to him later, but just for the time being said something like, "Hey, that isn't cool." The remainder of dinner was very awkward, and then Dana left. Once she was gone, I told Andrew how he probably hurt Dana's feelings. I explained how Black women and girls already struggle with feeling accepted in society and that he was ignoring the other half of her race entirely, not to mention the bad example he was setting for his brother. He went on defensive mode and said he just thinks dark girls are ugly. We've talked before about preferences. People are allowed to have their preferences. To say that all dark girls are ugly is fucking ignorant. Because as I have stated before, I will give an example, the whole slightly pretty boy, K-pop type aesthetic is just not for me. It doesn't do it for me. Does that mean that I think every Korean is unattractive? No. That just means that that particular aesthetic is not what really gets my gears going, okay? I'm more of a like burly Scottish Gerard Butler kind of girl, okay? That doesn't mean that I've never seen a Korean that I was like, oh damn, okay? I just would never say all of one race, all of one color are ugly because that is so ignorant and awful to say. He is tired of people at home and at school thinking he would date someone like her. Sir, at this point, I don't even think you deserve her friendship, you freaking little asshole. After that conversation, I told him that he was grounded until he offered Dana a sincere apology and made an effort to learn about I don't know what this word is. Noir through reading. Someone in the comments, let me know I'm dumb. Okay, listen, I'm pretty well versed in the English language, but I've never seen that word in my life. I then told him that if I were Dana, I would not want to be his friend anymore after his racist remarks. Yeah, she deserves way better than you little douche. To my astonishment, this has been unpopular with my ex as well as my current husband. My current husband is Puerto Rican, so I was doubly surprised he didn't side with me. They both say that Andrew is entitled to his own preferences when it comes to girls, and I am wrong to punish him. I took it more seriously from my current husband, who has been on the receiving end of racism. I now do not know what to do. Andrew has apologized to D, but has yet to find a good book on that word I can't pronounce and read it. Am I wrong for punishing him? Should I let him off the hook? Am I the a-hole? Nah, he needs a lesson beat into his thick ass head. And if this is the way that you choose to do it, I hope it works, because you just cannot live your life like that and expect to be respected and like have a decent life. Gross. I feel gross just hearing this. Okay, there's an edit. Thank you everyone for your input. I want to say that I see now I was wrong to view the teasing as lighthearted when it upset my son and led to him lashing out. I would agree with that as well. I think the teasing was absolutely inappropriate, especially to do in front of Dana. Your family basically set her up for that embarrassment, and that really wasn't fair. I feel the need to reaffirm that it was not me who personally was involved in the teasing, which seems to be a common misconception. That said, I haven't argued the point because I can see I was in the wrong for not putting an end to the teasing, and it makes me no better than if I were directly involved. I believe after this thread that I am justified in my punishment of my son for his racism, but the rest I owe him an apology just as he owed Dana one. I'm going to follow through with the grounding, but I will have a talk with Andrew about what was going on and try to explain again why he was apologizing. I appreciate all the recommendations on books and documentaries. Okay, yeah, no, I absolutely agree. That was a good edit. Let's see what the comments say. It isn't about preferences, it's about humiliating Dana. Your sons are both in the wrong. 11 male for cracking wise at the table about girlfriends, and Andrew's massive overreaction with heavy notes of racism. This makes me wonder if he doesn't have feelings of a kind for Dana. Disappointing that both dads are dismissing this as preference. The only a-holes here are the Y chromosome bearers. Yes, I would have to agree with that. Next says, I wondered as well if his strong reaction is because he does have a crush on Dana. Maybe I should have taken my 11-year-old's teasing more seriously. I thought it was just playful and harmless, but thinking about it now, I could have said something about that. That was the OP that said that. Yeah, I mean, the teasing is just to allow your family to continue to tease another member of your family is just wrong in itself. But to allow that teasing to go on in front of Dana, I'm sure that was also embarrassing for her, you know, before the freaking racial eruption. So yeah, completely a-holes in all of that situation, but not a-hole for grounding him. He needs to learn a damn lesson. That's what I think. I would like to know what you all think about that one in the comments. Don't forget, we have a playlist of over 180 Am I the A-hole videos up here that you can binge. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!